What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chiefs Chat. Today, I'm going to be talking about how absolutely terrified I am of the Buffalo Bills, okay? Unfortunately, that's just the reality of the situation. I'm kind of scared, okay? The Bills, I've said in multiple episodes that if any team in this year's playoffs is going to be the Chiefs, it's going to be the Bills, you know? They're a very solid team. You know, offense looks great. Defense looks phenomenal. That secondary, just great, you know? They've got a lot of fantastic players. But you know what? I mean, here we are. You know, we got to play this team in the playoffs, okay? I do recall a Week 5 matchup against the Bills this season in which they marched into Arrowhead and stomped us. So, you know, I would say that, you know, I'm just not feeling too great. Not feeling too confident. And you know what? I'm being honest, okay? I wouldn't lie to you guys. I'm a little scared, you know? I'm a little nervous. I'm not worried about the Bengals next week if we end up duping the Bills because, you know, I think we should have won that game a couple weeks ago. And honestly, the Bengals, you know what? Their defense is fantastic. The offense, we can slow that down. They only scored 16 points, or I think 19 points, something like that. So you know what? If we can get past this Bills team, I think there is no team in the rest of the playoffs that can really stop us. But I do think the Bills are capable of stopping the Chiefs, okay? You know, I hate to say it, but I think that's just the case. Now, do I think the Bills are going to win? I wouldn't put my money on it, but you know what? I mean, they definitely have a shot, okay? A lot of people are saying it's just kind of 50-50, you know? Chiefs are a good team, Bills are a good team. They both absolutely crushed their wild card opponent, so, you know, we're going to see. You know, I definitely expect a high-scoring game. Not a lot of defense from either side, I feel like. Even though that Bills secondary is pretty good, I think Patrick Mahomes still has the ability to air it out whenever he feels like he can. You know, it's a matter of who's going to score the most points, you know? That's how it is every game. But in this game, I think it's even more important to really focus on offense. Focus on the aspect of being able to drive down the field. You know, get in field goal range, and you can't be taking these field goals. You have to be going for touchdowns. The more points, the better, okay? I think Andy Reid, if we get to like a 4th and 3, 4th and 4, maybe even a 4th and 5, we got to be going for those, okay? This offense is capable of gaining 5 yards, you know? We have to take our chances, okay? This team, we cannot be giving the ball back to them on offense. We just can't. You know, after the performance we put up against the Steelers last week, I know we only allowed 21 points, but it looks like kind of a mess. You know, our defense should be able to shut down Big Ben a little bit easier than, you know, what we showed last week. So I'm not 100% confident in the defense. So, you know, my, key to this game really is keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands, okay? When on offense, milk the clock. I mean, just hand it off every play. I mean, come on. We have to be able to keep the ball in our offense's hands. That's just kind of the key to this game. Because everyone knows, you know, a lot of people wonder, oh, why is that a big thing? You know, why is it so vitally important to control the time of possession? Because at the end of the day, you know, everybody's getting an equal shot. You know, after you drive down the field and score a touchdown, they're going to get the ball back and get the opportunity to do the exact same thing. But the difference is, the longer that the ball isn't in their hands, the less points they're going to score, okay? And the less time that our defense can sit on the sideline and rest. That's what's important. If their defense is on the field the entire game, you know, how do you think they're going to perform in crunch time? Not too well, you know? Not too great. Because they're going to be absolutely exhausted from the entire game, okay? So that's the key. We need to keep the ball in the hands of Patrick Mahomes and keep the ball out of the hands of Josh Allen, okay? I've seen the way this guy plays football. You know, I watched the Patriots versus the Bills wildcard game last week, and I saw what they were doing with Josh Allen. It's crazy to me, okay? I think it was either 3rd and 5 or 4th and 5. They had a designed quarterback sneak on 3rd and 5, okay? Like, you need 5 yards to pick up the first down, and that's the play you call? Sean McDermott, you're crazy, man. That's insane. Imagine if the Chiefs did that with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that would be horrible. That would not be smart, okay? It's crazy what Josh Allen can do. He is truly a dual threat quarterback. I mean, he's faster than he looks, and he's very, very physical, you know? He's the kind of guy that can, you know, he really does match up size-wise with our linebackers. It's crazy, you know? Anthony Hitchens, he's probably about as big as Anthony Hitchens. It's weird to say, but he is. So our linebackers, they got to be on their A game. Of course, the defensive line has to be on the A game, you know? Got to make sure we're watching for Josh Allen because he's going to sneak up the middle whenever he wants, you know? So we got to watch for that. And of course, you got to watch for Stephon Diggs. That duo is electric. They haven't been as good this year as they were last year, but they're still incredible. Stephon Diggs is still a top 10, top 5 maybe, wide receiver in the NFL. He's a great player. We got to shut that down. And you know what, man? It's tough for me to really say, who should we put on Stephon Diggs, okay? Should it be Chartavius Ward? Because, when we put Chartavius Ward on these number 1 wide receivers, it's been kind of a mess. It hasn't been good. We already saw what happened to Chartavius Ward against Jamar Chase. And if we win this game, that's a whole nother problem we got to deal with next week. But Chartavius Ward, I don't know if he's the guy to be covering Stephon Diggs this week. I'm just not sure. I'm not too sure. I think maybe L'Jarius Sneed should be getting some reps. Maybe Rashad Fenton. Even Mike Hughes. Maybe. I think at the very least we should be rotating guys in there to give them kind of a different look. I know the job essentially is the same when you're in man coverage against the best wide receiver on their team. But different corners have different capabilities. So let's kind of, try and do something other than just put Chartavius Ward on him every single play. I know he's supposed to be the number 1 corner on our depth chart, but he doesn't always get the job done. So I feel like we got to mix things up there, confuse them a little bit, That's one thing. That's one thing that Steve Spagnuolo has always been really good at, disguising the blitz, mixing things up on defense, confusing the opposing offense. That's something we need to do a lot of against Josh Allen. So I'm scared. I'm very nervous. The Bills, a fantastic football team, but I do think the Chiefs are going to win this game in a high-scoring affair. 40 points probably. That's how many points we put up against the Steelers. So, here we are. This is the biggest game of the year, obviously. That's sort of implied, considering it's the playoffs. And if we lose, our season's over. But you know what, man? If our season does end today, props to the Bills. You guys are fantastic. Fantastic football team. And you know what, man? I'm excited for the offseason. I'm excited to get this team retooled so that we can be better next year. That's kind of the whole goal, the whole reason that the offseason happens is so we can fix a couple of things, get ready to go. That's how it works. So, in the event that the season ends tonight, I'll try not to cry myself to sleep, but I will be excited. I'll be pumped up for next year. But I fully expect the Chiefs to win this football game. I am confident, nervous, but confident, okay? We got Patrick Mahomes, we got Tyreek Hill, we got Travis Kelce. We got everybody. We got a fantastic squad. And you know what? Defensively, we match up sort of well against the Bills. I wouldn't say perfectly, but, they don't have the best running game. We have some guys who can shut that down. And, when it comes to them throwing the football, it gets a little iffy there. But we've got a lot of guys that we can rotate in, Chartavius Ward, that's kind of another thing about our defense. Chartavius Ward, yes, he's the number 1 corner, but, he's about as good as all the other corners on the roster. So we can really mix and match there. We can put other guys on, Emmanuel Sanders needs to be covered, and Cole Beasley, those guys need to be covered. So, we've got a pretty good wide receiver core to have to deal with here. But I think we've got the guys, we've got, the players to be able to do that. We have, these guys can move around. They know the defense very well. They've been in the system for quite a while. They know exactly what to do. So really, I'm not worried about us being able to mix and match, I think we can do that. We're fully capable of putting different guys on different players every single play. Honestly, make things a little confusing for them. I think we can do that. And of course, Tyrann Mathieu, he's going to do his thing. Fantastic player back there. I am not worried about Tyrann Mathieu doing his job and getting things done. So, I'm confident. I think our defense can try to shut down Josh Allen. I think we might be successful. I really do, okay? I'm going to sound absolutely stupid if it ends up being like 40-3 or something like that. But, hey, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. But, yeah. Anyway, you know what? I'm excited. Pumped up for Chiefs football. I know you guys are too. So, I'll see you in the next Chiefs chat after we win. Crossing my fingers. So, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.